seated. Now, normally I would say stand for the reading of the gospel, but I think it would be good to take a moment, especially on this very special night, to spend some time in meditation on the gospel reading. I'd like to ask you if you will turn to the hymn that we sung at the beginning of the service, number 322. In the hymn book. Love is his word, love is his way. Feasting with all, fasting alone. Living and dying, rising again. Love, only love is his way. It was just before the Passover festival, Jesus knew that the hour had come for him to leave this world and go to the Father. Having loved his own who were in the world, he loved them to the end. The evening meal was in progress, and the devil had already prompted Judas, the son of Simon Iscariot, to betray Jesus. Jesus knew that the Father had put all things under his power, and that he had come from and was returning to God. So he got up from the meal, took off his outer clothing, and wrapped a towel around his waist. The story is told of how a group of Christian missionaries visited Mahatma Gandhi, and before they left, Gandhi asked them to sing one of their favorite Christian hymns. Which one, they said. He replied, the one which best expresses the heart of what you Christians believe. Think for a moment. What hymn would you have chosen? They chose, when I survey the wondrous cross, love so amazing, so divine, demands my soul, my life, my all. Let's take a few moments of silence. Now we say together as a response the chorus from the hymn. So we say together, richer than gold is the love of my Lord, better than splendor and wealth. Love is his way, love is his mark, sharing his last Passover feast. Christ at the table, host to the 12. Love, only love is his mark. After that, he poured water into a basin and began to wash his disciples' feet, drying them with the towel that was wrapped around him. He came to Simon Peter, who said to him, Lord, are you going to wash my feet? Jesus replied, you do not realize now what I am doing, but later you will understand. No, Peter said, you shall never wash my feet. We've all been in that place, that moment when God confronts us with his grace, his mercy, his power, but also his humility. And in the mystery of that moment of Jesus at our feet, how do we feel? What is that response? Is that initial moment of saying, no, 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 I don't want this, don't wash my feet? Are we able to submit to his will? Are we able to allow his humility in the face of our human frailty? We say together, richer than gold is the love of my Lord, better than splendor and wealth. Love is his mark, love is his sign, bread for our strength, wine for our joy. This is my body, this is my blood. Love, only love, is his sign. Jesus answered, unless I wash you, you have no part with me. Then Simon Peter replied, not just my feet, but my hands and my head as well. Jesus answered, those who have had a bath need only to wash their feet. Their whole body is clean, and you are clean, though not every one of you. For he knew who was going to betray him, and that was why he said, not everyone was clean. When he had finished washing their feet, he put on his clothes and returned to his place. Do you understand what I have done for you? He asked them. That is quite a question. And we can imagine the bewilderment of the disciples at that very moment. Their teacher, their leader, their shepherd, their rabbi had done this task that was reserved for the lowliest servant. He had a finality to what he was doing. He seemed to be talking about fearful things, about death. And for them, the perspective was that the Messiah was come to take power. And so we have that moment where Judas, in his disappointment, turns away. Do we understand their bewilderment? Do we come to this moment of Maundy Thursday with a sense of bewilderment and confusion? A lot has taken place over the last 2 years. A lot of things we don't understand. A lot we have had to struggle with. Perhaps as the disciples, we sit in this place saying, I don't understand. Why? And Jesus asks the question, do you understand what I have done for you? We say together, richer than gold is the love of my Lord, better than splendor and wealth. You call me teacher and Lord, and rightly so, for that is what I am. Now that I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you should wash one another's feet. I have set you an example that you should do as I have done for you. Very truly I tell you, no servant is greater than his master, nor is a messenger greater than the one who sent him. Now that you know these things, you will be blessed if you do them. So we hear the call of Christ to wash one another's feet, to serve one another, to walk in humility with one another. And perhaps this night, more than any night in the Christian calendar, we are reminded of being Christian community. Of being bound together as Christ's body, and everything that means. It means that as we serve him, we serve one another. And the challenge is that it's not always easy. It's not always something that we can walk away from. Or sometimes we all get to that point where we want to. He calls. He calls. This night he calls, he says, "No servant is greater than his master, nor is a messenger greater than the one who sent him. Now that you know these things, you will be blessed if you do them." We say together, "Richer than gold is the love of my Lord, better than splendor and wealth." Love is his law, love is his word. Love of the Lord, Father and Word. Love of the Spirit, God ever one. Love, only love, is his word. Jesus said, "Now the Son of Man is glorified, and God is glorified in him. If God is glorified in him, God will glorify the Son in himself, and will glorify him at once. My children, I will be with you only a little longer. You will look for me, and just as I told the Jews, so I tell you now, where I am going, you cannot come. A new command I give you, love one another. As I have loved you, so you must love one another. By this, everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you love one another." We say together, "Richer than gold is the love of my Lord, better than splendor and wealth."